show's coverage of Major League Baseball brings us to the great state of Florida and Lone Depot Park in Miami. Today, the third and final game in this three-game series between the St. Louis Cardinals and the Miami Marlins. We've got baseball on the show, and it's coming up next. Pablo Lopez, the right-hander from Venezuela, gets the starting nod in this one. Dan Plesac, what do you got?
Hey, he wasn't particularly good in his last one. If you look at the line score, he only lasted 4 innings, took the loss. He'll really be hoping to turn in a much better performance in this one.
Stepping up is Dylan Carlson. He will lead this one off today.
Leading off for the Cardinals, the right fielder, number 3, Dylan Carlson.
First offering on its way.
First pitch, 14.
Swing and a miss as he pulls the top hand over. It's 0-2.
Well, the key for him on the mound is to keep the ball down. Certainly, hollow of the knee or lower. Sinker changeup guy, if he's going to succeed against this lineup, he's got to keep the ball down.
And just a Chamber of Commerce afternoon for baseball. 82 degrees here at first pitch. And a sinker dips too low there. Into the dirt, in fact.
Hey, expect a challenge right here. Does not want to run the count full.
Off-speed pitch, and this one runs in and nearly gets him here.
Wow, from 0-2 to 3-2, and that last pitch on 2-2 wasn't even close. He had this guy in the ropes, but now he let him right back into this at bat.
Into the windup, ready with the payoff pitch. And he fouls this one off. Spoils another one, and this is exactly what you're looking for out of your leadoff hitter. He'll try it again, 3-2. And he lays off all 4, and the leadoff man is on to begin the ball game.
And that at bat will put a smile on any manager's face. The pitch total of the opposing pitcher just keeps going higher and higher, and he still couldn't put him away. So this inning is off to a good start for the guys carrying the sticks.
At the plate now is number 36. First chance for him here with a man on following the leadoff walk. From the stretch, here's the pitch. Fouled away.
Hey, when you're featuring a mid-90s fastball like this pitcher, attack with that pitch. Get ahead. Get the offense on their toes. That opens up the off-speed pitches later in the game.
Outside.
Off the plate, 1 ball, 1 strike. These Marlins, as they take the field this afternoon, been a middling start to the season as they come in 2-3 over their first 5.
Yeah, man, nothing they'd like to do more than to salvage this one, D-Roll. After this one, they go on the road for a 7-game road trip, so big to get this win here today.
Yeah, last game in front of the home folks before you go out for a week. This is a big one. They're going to get it done.
The 1-2. Carlson gets his lead at first, nobody out. He pops him up toward the left side of the infield. Anderson is under it as he puts it away for out number 1.
Out of third. The third baseman, Nolan Arenado.
Next, it'll be Nolan Arenado. Lifetime against this particular arm. He's a .333 hitter. First pitch on its way.
Can't come out of his game plan right here. He knows he's a known sinker baller. I know it was a four-seamer right there, but get back to that two-seam. It's what his MO is.
Runner at first here, one man out. Turned on that one and crushed it. Just pulled it a little foul. Oh, and 2, here it comes. And he missed with it. It's 1-2.
Hey, that 0-2 fastball wasn't even close, but I'm hit right now. I'm still sitting on that heater.
Set to deal on a ball and 2 strikes. A swing and a miss. He offered it a ball way outside the strike zone for out number 2.
In a double play situation, you kind of expect most pitches to be down in the zone, hoping for a ground ball. So that was an interesting pitch selection to go up in the zone. I think he caught him off guard a little bit.
And that brings up Paul Goldschmidt. Checked his swing there. Did he go around? No, says the first base umpire. Ball 1. 2-out base runner aboard in the top of the first. A ball and a strike to the Cardinals' first baseman.
That's a well-placed fastball right there, just off the outside. If you can get guys to expand the strike zone and go after that pitch, you're going to have a lot of success. No luck that time, though.
In there, 1-2 now.
That's a great sinker right there. These batters are going to have to bear down, because if he's got that good pitch working, it's going to be a long game. They might have to sit off speed.
Fouled off. The next 1-2 pitch. And it's fouled away. Hoping to send him packing. Pitch on its way. This is hit pretty well out to left field. Looking up is Dickerson. And that one is gone on a 2-strike count with 2 away in the inning. A 2-run home run off the bat of Paul Goldschmidt, making it an even 250 for his career as the Redbirds have taken a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, everyone in the stadium, including the guy in the mound, knew it was just a matter of time until this guy cranked one out of here. Well, that's the first one of the year, and many more are sure to follow.
So Paul DeYoung digs in next. And he'll take a look at ball 1.
I think this inning could have far-reaching effects in this game. They're really making him work, and unless he dials it in, it's probably going to limit how deep he goes into this game.
He's ready. Here's the 1-0. Waved at and missed as he took something off there. 1-1. And he's a little too high with that one. 2 balls and a strike.
That's a good take on a fastball out of the zone. Hey, I get it. He's looking for a ball to drive, but that ball was a little bit too far up in the zone. That's one you normally pop right up.
And a swing and a miss here. So it took him 31 pitches, but the side is finally retired. But 2 come across to score in the inning, courtesy of this 2-run home run. Home half of the first coming up from Miami. It's now 2-0 St. Louis. Jack Flaherty gets the ball in Game 3 of the series. What do we need to know here, Danny?
Big arm here, Jack Flaherty. Call him Jack Flash. This guy throws in the upper 90s, 97 to 100 miles an hour. Great life up in the zone. Good, hard breaking ball. He has tremendous mound presence. Gets the ball, throws it in a hurry. There isn't anything really finesse about this guy. One of the top power pitchers in all of baseball.
Dan, D-Row, we take a look at this Cardinals ball club as they enter play this afternoon. Despite the loss last time out, they'd won 4 in a row, so they've been on a nice little roll here.
Yeah, Matty, I think if you would have asked the manager of this team, first 5 games of this road trip, you're going to go 4-1. He would have signed that in blood. So let the guys continue to play the way they've been playing. Everything is going nice right now.
Flaherty has a reputation, or a knack, if you will, for working himself out of tough situations when he finds himself there. A lot of relief pitchers are known for that, obviously, but as a starter, that's certainly a valuable characteristic to have.
Matty D, I'm going to tell you who likes this. The bullpen likes it, and the manager likes this, because most pitchers are going to get into trouble at least 1 or 2 times during the course of a start, and it's nice to know as a manager that you have a guy that's out there that can pitch with men on base and wiggle out of some tough jams. This guy's made a living doing this in his career.
Got him to miss the breaking ball there. John Birdie is retired for the first out here in the bottom half of the first. Into the box now, Miguel Rojas. As he looks at a fastball that's in there for strike 1. And he's looking to get it going. Off to a bit of a slow start this year. And it's 1-1. So let's take a peek at the umpiring crew in this one. Behind the plate is Matthew Ross.
Well, D-Row, you better be ready to swing. With Matt Ross behind the dish, big zone.
Yeah, you know coming into this one, you better pull the trigger. If something's close, Matt Ross is going to punch your ticket.
And he takes a called strike 2. And he'll lay off the curveball that's in the dirt that time, and it's back to even now at 2-2. And he fouls this one off. 1 out, nobody on. And they're working the outer half here, but that one's wide for ball 3.
Well, you don't see it all that often, but this might be a good time for a 3-2 change. If he can locate it, it's nearly impossible to hit.
Fouled away. A payoff pitch one more time. Ground ball left side. Arenado's got it. And a bit of a high throw that time, but no problem over there at first as they record the out. So now to the plate, Starling Marte. First cuts for him here with the bases open and 2 away. Pitch on the way. A fastball off the plate away. It's ball 1. A ball and a strike.
I got a ball, 1 strike.
Bases are empty here with 2 men out. And he takes one off the inside corner for ball 2. Now the 2-1. This one's flared down the right field line. And that's in there. Base hit.
Hey, that's a nice piece of hitting by your 3-hole guy right there. First 2 guys, not so much. Now they bring up the monster in the 4-hole with 2 outs. They have a chance to make a nice inning out of this.
Stepping in now, Jesus Aguilar, as the first pitch to him is taken low and away for ball 1. His prior history in this matchup, he's 4 for 13. He's taken him deep once. He's ready. Here's the 1-0.
That's the ball.
Hey, not a good spot to be, down 2-0. This guy has some serious pop at the plate. I'm expecting a big hack here.
Has a look, now the pitch. Hit pretty well out toward right center field. And he gets there, makes the running play, and that ends the inning. Marlins leave one. They're down 2-0. Second inning set to go, and next to hit is the catcher, Yadier Molina.
I'm interested to see how focused their ABs will be playing with this lead. I think this needs to be a little bit of a smell blood inning. Keep the fire rolling. I know it's early, but keep the pressure going. Swinging the bat's nice.
And the first pitch to the 38-year-old veteran is in for a called strike, 0-1. Ball one.
You know he wants that on the mound, especially if it would have made the count 0-2. Didn't get it, though, so now you have to make another quality pitch on 1-1.
The pitch. And that's swung on and missed by Molina as he set down on strikes for the first out.
I think that curveball is a big reason why he's able to turn things around in this start after a rough beginning. It's got some good bite to it, so that tells me he's doing a nice job of snapping it off out front. Really finishing that pitch like you're supposed to.
Here's Matt Carpenter. As the first pitch to him runs a bit inside for ball one. Day off for him yesterday, but back out there for this one. The 1-0 home. Now the fastball is swung on and missed.
1-2.
And a sinker dips too low there. Into the dirt, in fact. Bases are empty, one man out. Big swing by Carpenter, and this is out to deep right. Looking up is the right fielder, and that one is gone! A solo shot here to straightaway right field. Second home run early in the year, and the Cardinals lead it now 3-0.
Hey, that's the price you pay right there when you try and sneak a fastball past this guy. Power hitter, and every power hitter in the league knows you got to start with the numero uno, number one, man. You got to get on the heater and adjust to everything else, and he did just that.
In now, Austin Dean.
The center fielder.
As the first pitch misses to him, it's ball one. The 1-0 is looked at for ball number two.
I like the way they're making him work out on that mound. They're taking a lot of early pitches right here. It's going to benefit them in the later innings.
3-0 now.
3-0.
He's really going to need to keep the walks down in this start. He's in danger of walking the second guy in 2 innings here.
And he misses here for ball four. Already 2 walks surrendered in his first couple of innings of work.
We knew coming into this game that this guy has a tendency to give up a lot of free passes, and history repeats itself as he's already given up 2 walks here. I'll tell you, effectively wild is a pretty tough thing to be.
1 out, runner at first, and the pitcher digs in next. It'll be Jack Flaherty. From the stretch, and he pops up the bunt attempt. Aguilar is there, and he'll bring this one in. And now back to the leadoff spot in the St. Louis lineup. Stepping in, Dylan Carlson. He reached on a walk in his last time up and later came around to score. First pitch coming. Here it is.
Hey, the way this guy on the mound's been struggling to find the zone, I'm not mad at the guy taking a pitch.
set. Here's the 0-1.
Nope. Ball 1.
Love the high heater right there to raise the hitter's sights. Let's see if he buries something in the dirt right here.
Here comes the 1-2. Now a fastball taken outside here as it moves it to 2-2 now.
We just saw a fastball right there. I would not be shocked if he tries to get this guy to go fishing right here and drops a little off-speed pitch in the dirt.
Hit on the ground to third. Scooped up. Throw over to Aguilar at first will take care of him to end the inning. But the Cards add on just a bit, courtesy of this solo home run. We'll go to the bottom of the second. It's now a 3-0 lead for St. Louis. So now into the box is Brian Anderson. For his career in this matchup, he's gone 2 for 6. He also has 1 home run. First pitch on its way. Strike 1 to start the at-bat. Outside for a ball, 1-1. He tried to get that one airborne, but it's 1-2.
Swing and a miss on a nasty slider right there. Always felt toughest pitch in the game. If you're a guy who liked to work the big part of the field, you were on that fastball middle away. That slider looked like a heater for about 56 feet 6 inches.
And that misses there, so he runs the count full now. And this ball is crushed deep down the right field line. And no one can get there. It's a foul ball. Once again, a 3-2. Sliced hard on the ground. Oh, look at the sliding stop. Got him.
Batting fifth, the left fielder, Corey Dickerson.
Next, here is Corey Dickerson. He's ready for his first at-bat of this early season contest. Now here's the pitch. Pitch on the way. A ball and 2 strikes now. Swung on in the dirt, strike 3. Molina gathers. He makes the throw to first, 2 down. Now into the box, Adam Duvall. He's 2 for 7 in the series so far. Here's the first pitch to him.
Yeah, I get it. They want to run this guy's pitch count up, but that was a pretty good pitch to hit. He might be kicking himself that he didn't swing at that one.
Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. 2 out, nobody on. Oh, too much bite on the breaking ball that time as it's well off the outside.
He wasn't even close to swinging right there. That was a stone-cold take.
Here he comes on a ball and 2 strikes. Oh, and he goes the other way, and he drives it out to deep right center field. And that'll get down out there near the wall. Around second now and headed for third. And he is into third with a 2-out triple.
And that's his first triple of the season. The way he exploded out of the box, you knew he was determined to get to third, and he made it happen.
into the box, Jorge Alfaro, as he would look at a first pitch fastball for ball one. Lifetime against this pitcher. He's hitless in 6 tries. The 1-0.
Hey, he's going to have to forget about that triple right there and bear down on this next batter. Have confidence in his catcher if he wants to bounce something and be on the attack.
Outside, 3-0 now.
1 pitch shy of 40 for him right now, and he's not even out of the 2nd inning of work. He's definitely not being as efficient on the mound as he'd like.
The 3-0 is laid off, but in there for strike 1.
That's a real nice location with that fastball up and in on the hands. Hard to do much with that because a hitter really can't extend his arms very easily.
The 3-1 is swung on and missed for strike number 2. Now the payoff pitch home, and he missed with it there. Ball 4. It's a 2-out walk with the runner still at 3rd.
That's a nice job to work that walk right there. Even if it doesn't lead to anything on the scoreboard this inning, it prevents the pitcher from having to lead off for the next one. Just one of those small things that might go unnoticed, but in the end, make a big difference.
Next to hit will be the pitcher, Pablo Lopez, and their runners at the corners now. First pitch on the way. A little tardy there. No balls and a strike.
I kind of like the aggressive attitude right here. I know he's in a jam. What does he do? He goes to his best stuff, and that's the fastball.
Nothing in 1 count. Here it comes.
Hey, I know it's the pitcher at the plate, but he's going to grind it out right here. He's got a chance to help himself, and nothing's a bigger backbreaker to a team than watching the pitcher drive in a run.
Slider whiffed on for strike 3. A great pitch to put an end to the inning. Marlins strand a pair. They trail it here 3-0. Welcome back. Here's Heidi Watney with a report as we get set for the top of the 3rd. Heidi?
Thanks, Matt. In between innings, I was able to catch up with the manager of the Cardinals to discuss his thoughts on his lineup so far. And flat out, he was very pleased with the quality of their at-bats. They've been able to push across 3 runs to this point, but they've also made the opposition work extremely hard. He's thrown a lot of pitches, and they think they're going to have a good opportunity to push across a lot more runs as he tires or as they get into that bullpen.
Okay, thank you, Heidi.
Leading off for St. Louis.
Stepping in once again is number 36. 0 for 1 for him here in this one. Ready to deliver. Here comes the first pitch.
Ball that's outside.
You're lucky if you get 1 pitch a night right down the middle. Cannot be late on that fastball.
Fouled off.
Hey, usually the 2nd time through the order, you start seeing an incorporation of some more off-speed stuff. But this guy's locating, feeling really good about his fastball. 2 back-to-back.
Even count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Full count now, 3-2.
Having a hard time putting this hitter away here, and when I was looking at the tape on him from his last start, this is what I saw a lot of. He's not closing the door on guys, and when that's the case, they eventually get a pitch that they can do something with.
And he lays off there, ball 4. So the leadoff man is on here to begin inning number 3.
Well, he's really laboring in the early going here. That's his 3rd walk of the game already. We'll see if he can get it together, or if this is just one of those days where he's going to have to grind his way through this start.
So next to bat will be Nolan Arenado. He went down on strikes in his last at-bat. Now the first pitch. Oh, and he just blows the fastball by him for strike 1.
Hey, that's a huge set-to-tone pitch right there. To a great hitter, you do not want to fall behind 1-0 and have him sitting all over a fastball or guessing what you throw next. You get ahead 0-1, and now the count's in your favor, and you and your catcher can start doing some things.
Nobody out, runner on first. And on 0-2, he misses with a fastball. The 1-2.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Count is 3-2.
Not what you want to do on the mound, go from 0-2 to 3-2, but credit the man in the box for being patient, even with 2 strikes.
And he lays off there, ball 4. So back-to-back walks have him in business here with nobody out.
Yeah, the pitching coach would hate to go to the bullpen this early in the game, but sometimes you have no choice. On the flip side, he might just get in his face a little bit out there, try to challenge him, wake him up from his funk. Either way, we'll see how it works.
Now the Cardinals' number 4 hitter, Paul Goldschmidt. And we'll see what he can do here after going deep his first time up. He's set and the pitch. A high fastball is in there.
We're only in the 3rd inning, and his pitch count is above 60. That's not being too efficient with your pitches.
On its way, the 0-1 pitch. First and second here with nobody out. Inside and high with that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And it's fouled away. Just inside, not by much. It's 2-2.
He's already walked 2 in this inning already. This guy just can't seem to find the strike zone.
Now a swing and a miss as he picks up another one. Make it 4 strikeouts already, and there's your first out. Got him with a good high fastball there. Danny, we see a lot of that pitch in strikeout situations these days. What makes it so effective?
I think, Matt, what makes it such a tough pitch is you're changing eye levels. That fastball up looks so enticing to hit that you think you see that ball as a hitter. You think you can drive it, but it's really hard to get on top of that good high hard fastball.
Paul DeYoung comes on with 1 away as he looks at a ball. It's 1-0. Has a look, now the pitch. Ball 2 as the breaking ball misses inside.
Hey, time to start making some quality pitches. He finds himself in a tough spot behind an account with guys on base.
Runners are at first and second with 1 away. Three balls and a strike to the Cardinals shortstop.
It's one thing to get hit around, but it's far worse when you're getting yourself into trouble by not throwing strikes. Every pitcher's been there, but it doesn't make it any less frustrating or unacceptable.
The 3-1 pitch. Now a drive by DeYoung. This ball is hit well to left field, but that'll stay in the park as it's off the left field wall, and they won't come close to getting him. He's in there at third.
When this thing left the bat, I thought it had 3-run homer written all over it, but it bounces off the wall, so only 1 run scores. And now a chance for his buddy to return the favor and bring in 1 or maybe 2.
Here's the catcher, Yadier Molina, as the first pitch to him is off the plate for a ball, 1-0. 0 for 1 here in the early going. And looked like a definite pitcher's pitch there on the inside, 1-1.
Hey, I don't mind that batter taking that strike right there. He's walked a couple people early in this game. Got to find out if he can find the zone. If he wants to walk them all in, we'll take it.
The 1-1 is taken for ball 2.
His pitch count is getting up there in the inning now. He needs to get this frame over with sooner than later, so forcing contact and getting the defense involved is probably the best thing he can do.
Arenado on third. DeYoung is over at second with 1 down in the inning. 2-2 to the Cardinals catcher.
2-2.
Here now the 2-2. Neither guy willing to give in, and the at-bat will continue.
It's going to be back to some serious tee work if he can't put that pitch in play right in his wheelhouse.
The 2-2 one more time. And he goes up to get this one as he pops it up over toward the right side of the infield. Aguilar camps under it, and he's got it for route number 2. The next to bat for St. Louis, Matt Carpenter, off to a fine start in this one after launching a homer his first time up.
He turned around that fastball and drove it out of the park in his previous at-bat, so there's got to be a good chance they mix it up right here on him and try and go off speed.
No balls and 1 strike. Runners at second and third with 2 gone. Swing and a miss as he pulls the top hand over. It's 0-2.
On 0-2 here, he doesn't have to give in with a great pitch to hit. He's got a base open, so he has to focus on making a good pitch right here.
Lifted in the air out towards left center, and that'll get down for a base hit. And the second run will score as well.
Boy, this guy's having a great game here so far, D-Row. Home run earlier in the night, and that base hit right there drives in his 3rd run batted in of this game.
Yeah, you drive to the park every day hoping your rhythm and timing is on point with that pitcher's windup, and that's exactly been the case today. He not only mixed in that big bomb, but now he's got 3 ribbies to boot.
Now the Marlins skipper's up out of the dugout on his way to the mound. And he's going to make a move, as that's going to be all for his starter this afternoon. So he'll exit here this afternoon to a smattering of boos after what can be described as really a subpar performance. Eliezer Hernandez is going to come on to pitch here, and in just the 3rd inning, you have to think he'll be asked to eat some innings. At the plate, Austin Dean, as he'll take a look at a slider here that misses for ball 1. Worked a walk in his first plate appearance. Here comes the 1-0. A bouncer up the middle. He's got it. Throw on to second for the force, and the side is retired. So 3 runs on only 2 hits in the inning, no errors, and 1 man left on. We'll move on to the bottom of inning number 3. St. Louis is out in front, 6-0. So the lineup flips over, and digging in, John Birdie. Hero down 6 already in the early part of this ball game. What's the mentality for them as they try to work their way back?
You know what, Matty? This is where you take some prideful ABs. I've been down 6 before, and I've come back from even further down than that in some big ball games. You have to find a way to just relax and start piecing some good ABs back to back.
And a fastball's in there for strike 1.
Hey, with this big a lead, you have to just pound the zone and force this team to get aggressive in the box.
Ready with the 0-1 pitch.
I love everything this pitcher's got working right now. He's got presence, he's got great body language on the mound, he's got fastball command and a nice early feel for his off-speed stuff.
Count moves to a ball and 2 strikes now. Just a bit low. Tough call, but it's 2-2. And he takes strike 3 called on the fastball. 1 gone.
Now batting, shortstop.
And now here is Miguel Rojas. He bounced out last time up. First offering on its way.
Hey!
1 out, nobody on. Here's one that misses high. It's 1-1.
The count 1-1.
A ball and 2 strikes now. Two and 2.
2 strikes.
Just hung in there on that one. And he fouls this one off. The 2-2 one more time. Is laid off and the count runs full.
These are the kind of ABs, regardless of the outcome, you go back to the dugout as an offensive player and your teammates are loving on you for making that pitcher work and battling it out.
And he finally wins the battle as this is swung on and missed for the 2nd out.
Pretty impressive back-to-back strikeouts to start the inning. What's even more important is now he gets to face the middle of the order without anybody on base for them to drive in.
Digging in next will be Starling Marte. As with 2 away, he'll swing and miss at a first pitch fastball for strike 1. 1 for 1 with a single so far. The windup and the 0-2 pitch. Inside, as that perhaps will back him off a bit. 1-2. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. On the ground for the shortstop, DeYoung. Reined in. Throw to first with time to spare, and the side is retired. 1-2-3 go the Marlins. They still find themselves down 6-zip. Now to the plate, the pitcher, Jack Flaherty, comes into this at-bat 0 for 1 in the ballgame. First pitch of the AB now. Didn't quite catch the zone there, ball 1. Lifted in the air to center field. Marte is underneath this one, and he's got it for the 1st out. Here's a look at the final line for the Marlins starting pitcher, and he'll likely do his best to forget about today.
One of the tough things to do when you're trying to have a good pitching performance is keep the ball in the ballpark. He was filling up the strike zone, but he did allow 2 home runs.
Next to hit, Dylan Carlson grounded out in his last at-bat. First pitch on its way. Inner third let go. It's a called strike. Sharp ground ball to third. Right to him. On to first, and that is 2 quick outs to start the 4th. So here is number 36. He's 0 for 1 thus far. He's ready. Here's the first pitch.
Ball, that's off the plate.
Hey, with 2 outs in the number 2 hole, you're just trying to get on. You got the big boys coming up behind you.
6 runs, only 4 hits, and no errors so far for the Redbirds. 1-1.
1-1.
Swing and a miss as he pulled the string on him. 1-2. Into the windup and the pitch. Line toward right center. And that's a base hit. 1 for 2 in his first couple of plate appearances. A potentially big 2-out hit as it brings up Nolan Arenado next. And there's probably no happier person in the ballpark. Has just collected his first hit in the big leagues, and as is customary, there's the ball being sent into the dugout. Someone will tuck it away for him to put in his trophy case.
Yeah, good for him, and congratulations. Listen, he's worked his entire lifetime for this moment, and he's obviously trying to play it cool right now, but you can bet inside his head, he's on top of the world.
And that'll bring in Nolan Arenado. He gets a shot to hit here in the inning following the 2-out single.
Yeah, and that hit might not amount to much, but anytime you can extend an inning and give a guy with plenty of pop a chance to swing it, the outlook of an inning changes dramatically.
Here's the first pitch. And he jumps at a changeup, a swing and a miss.
Hey, a 2-out single isn't all that bad, but it can be when you've got this part of the lineup coming up.
Well, and he's got him in the palm of his hand now. It's 0-2.
Real ugly 0-1 swing there. As a pitcher, you've got to be hunting for the strikeout, knowing you have this guy way off balance.
Now a fastball here that'll wisely lay off, and it's 1-2. And that one yanked just foul. 2 out with the man at first. Fouled away. From the stretch. This is on the ground over to first. Onto the bag with it is Aguilar, and that'll retire the side. 1 left for the Cardinals, but they're on top by a count of 6-0. Ready to go in the bottom of the 4th. And up next will be the power-hitting first baseman, Big Jesus Aguilar. Pitch on the way. Fastball just misses. That's ball 1. Lays off again, and it's 2-0. Three and 0 now.
This guy's been really on point so far, but it's not getting any easier. He has to get through 4, 5, and 6 right here.
Swinging away, and maybe a bit too anxious there. Still ahead in the count, 3-1.
This guy's been throwing the ball great so far, but he's going to be tested here. 4, 5, and 6 coming up this part of the lineup.
And that misses for ball 4. It's a leadoff walk that starts the bottom of the 4th.
Well, they haven't been able to scratch a run across yet, so maybe this walk will jumpstart their offense a little bit.
Ready now is Brian Anderson. He's 0 for 1 after grounding out in his only trip to the plate so far.
Yeah, Matty, expect this pitcher to try and get the same result. That's his last at bat right here. The double play is in order. Anything on the ground, the way this defense is, they could certainly roll too.
0-1, here's the pitch.
Ball one.
And he lays off for ball 1.
1-1.
Fouled off. Aguilar on at first, nobody out. And he struck him out.
That's what you call clipping the outside corner. Great movement on that slider, and it completely locked up the hitter. Didn't fool the umpire, though.
Dickerson.
At the plate now, Corey Dickerson, as he takes a called strike at the knees. It's 0-1. Looking to put the ball in play here. He went down on strikes in his first at-bat. Now a good pitch around the knees, but it doesn't quite catch the bottom of the zone. And he lays off for a ball. 2-1. Runners on first with 1 down. Line towards center field. In there, a base hit.
Hey, I like this right here. Offense putting a little bit of pressure right here on the defense. This game is not over yet. And if somebody can catch a gap or maybe hit one out, we got a chance to get back in this ball game. We might have something here.
To the plate now, Adam Duvall, as he'll take a look at ball 1. Now a ball hit in the air to straightaway left. This is carrying well. Out of here. So a 3-run blast to straightaway left. Second home run early in the year. And with that, it's now a 6-3 ball game.
Home runs in 3 days. I'd say he's seeing the ball pretty well right now. I think it's time to start pitching around this guy.
Into the box now, Jorge Alfaro.
The catcher.
As he lays off a fastball too low for ball 1. He drew a base on balls his first time up. The 1-0.
Ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes.
Good deception on the slider there as he's way out in front. Alfaro in front, 3 balls and a strike. Too high, and that cost him ball 4.
What's the saying? When you find yourself in a hole, the first thing you should do is stop digging. Well, the guy on the bump obviously hasn't heard that one.
Here comes the Cardinal manager up out of the dugout out to the mound. And it would appear he's seen enough of his starter this afternoon. So he will curiously make his way to the dugout after what has to be considered a very brief appearance. John Gant enters to make an appearance on the mound as he inherits a runner at first with 1 out in the inning. Eliezer Hernandez will be the first to greet him here as he'll stand in with a runner at first and 1 away. From the belt, kicks and deals. And now a bunt attempt here as he gets this one down. And he'll just beat the throw to second. He's in there.
Well, he took a risk with the decision to throw to second instead of taking the sure out at first. Not sure if someone was yelling for him to go to second, but we know now it was the wrong call.
So the batting order turns over now and set to go John Birdie. 3 across so far in the inning and another 2 out there on base.
Yeah, Matt, and this inning's really starting to get away from them on the defensive side of the ball. Stranding the rest of those guys out here feels absolutely essential for them at this point.
Now here's the first offering. And this one's in the dirt, and the runners will stay put here on ball 1. The 1-0 home. Sent in the air out to straightaway center. Dean is there now, and he has it. 2 gone. Ready now for the Marlins, Miguel Rojas. 2 men on, 2 away here in the 4th. First offering on its way.
Nope, outside. Ball inside.
Got to find a way to execute either a good fastball down and away or flip something off speed for a strike. You cannot miss over the heart of the plate in these situations. The hitter is on high alert.
Swung on and lifted in the air to left center. Left fielder giving chase. He gets there to make the catch, and that ends the inning. But the Marlins strike for 3 on the 3-run home run. We played 4. It's the Cardinals 6 and the Marlins 3. So here's the cleanup hitter, Paul Goldschmidt. His prior history versus this arm, he's a .333 hitter. First pitch coming, here it is. And he gets ahead here with the fastball, strike 1. And now the Marlins bullpen will swing into action as a lefty and a right-hander start to get loose. On its way, the 0-1 pitch. Down the left field line and deep. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Hit the other way out toward right field. Duvall will wait on it. 1 gone. One out, base is empty, and that'll bring in the Illinois State product, Paul DeYoung. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes.
0-1's the count.
Tries to shave the corner with that pitch, but it's 1-1. Bases are empty, 1 man out. Good slider there, gets a swing and miss.
Yeah, guys, he's got so much respect for this guy's fastball. You could tell he was out in front on that slider. I think he goes to the well one more time with that pitch.
Got him swinging. Chased it well out of the zone, and there are 2 gone.
Man, they really had his number so far in this series. That's his 5th strikeout in this series alone.
Yadi Molina digging in now. As he'll take one up in the zone, but indeed in the strike zone for the first strike. No hits to this point. And the pitch.
Nope.
Now a fastball off the plate away. A ball and a strike. 2 out, nobody on. Swing and a miss on the fastball, and it's 1-2.
Take a step back right here. After 3 fastballs in a row, there is no chance he throws you a 4th.
Swing and a liner. But this is a foul ball as the count holds steady at 1-2. Into the windup and the pitch.
2-2 count.
Man, this guy's a grinder. Fouls off good pitches and doesn't seem to swing at the ones just off the corner. This guy's a pitcher's nightmare.
Here now the 2-2. Line drive, base hit into the left center field gap. So instead of leading off the following inning, Matt Carpenter bats next with 2 away.
Boy, just when you're looking for one of those shutdown innings, you get 2 quick outs, D-roll, then you give up a 2-out base hit to extend the inning.
Yeah, you show me a big league ball player that's going to give away an AB. No chance. Everybody's in there grinding every at-bat, every plate appearance. Nice job. Maybe a little 2-out lightning start.
Matt Carpenter is in with 2 away as he takes a ball 1-0. Molina leads off first with a pair of outs in the inning.
Nope.
And he won't bite at that one either. It's 2-0. In his career against this pitcher, he's gone 3 for 4. He's also hit a couple of home runs against him. Outside, 3-0 now.
Those were 2 great executed pitches right there away from this batter. He can hurt you in a heartbeat. I don't think anything's going to leak out over the heart of the plate.
And a good comeback there. It's 3-1.
Man, this pitcher is on right now, pounding the zone, attacking these hitters. He's making it look easy.
The 3-1 pitch. Here's a fly ball, well hit. Dickerson going back at the track, and he makes a nice catch on the track as that ends the inning. Cards lead 1. They still lead it 6-3. Bottom of the inning now, and that'll bring forth the veteran outfielder, Starling Marte. He's set. Here it comes.
1-0.
The 1-0. Lofted in the air out toward right center. Right fielder coming on, and he tracks it down. Nice play for the first out. Next will be the cleanup hitter, Jesus Aguilar. First delivery to him. High and deep down the left field line. A 1 count. Here's the pitch.
The count 1-1.
Hard hit ball to short and into left field for a 1-out hit.
That's what we refer to in the biz as a hanger right there. He's lucky he's getting this baseball back.
Ryan Anderson.
Standing in now, Brian Anderson, as he'll take a look at a high strike that time. It's 0-1. Lifetime versus this pitcher. He's 0 for 5. Runner at first here, 1 man out. And it's quickly 0-2.
Man, you don't see this in today's game that much. A guy who's willing to work east-west consistently with a great cutter 2-seamer combo.
Shooting for that low inside corner, but he missed with it. 1-2.
Hey, the fish ain't biting there on that 0-2 breaking ball, but you got to be careful because this pitcher might throw him another one.
Still 1-2. 3 runs, 5 hits, and no errors in the game for the Marlins. In the dirt. And it's not in time as he's in well ahead of the throw. And forget about the double play now as he'll move up to second here on the wild pitch.
Well, when you throw a breaking ball in the dirt, that's the danger. You have to trust your catcher, but this one skips away, and the open base takes the double opportunity away with it. Might prove to be costly.
Two pitches fouled away. Just staying alive, putting together a really good at-bat here. Here now the 2-2. And again, he's unable to keep it fair, but he's putting together quite a battle at the plate. Now a ball lined softly down the left field line. But this is going to be a foul ball as that keeps things at 2-2. Hoping to send him packing. Pitch on its way. Grounded to short. DeYoung's got it. On to first, and there were two down. Now at the plate, Corey Dickerson. He scored after knocking a single in his last at-bat.
Yeah, they take another single right here. That third base coach is dying to wave his arms. I wouldn't be surprised if anything hit hard through the infield. He's going to wave them.
1 ball, no strikes to count. And this one's too far inside, ball 2.
Now you can see he's working around this guy right here. Why not? First base is open. Walk wouldn't be the worst thing in this spot.
Runner in scoring position at second with 2 down. Three and 0 now. Three and 1 to the Marlins left fielder.
It'll be interesting if he comes in the zone aggressively again here. With the base open, he doesn't have to.
The 3-1.
Great job on those last 2 pitches of varying speeds. Gave him a hard fastball, and then he locked him up with a changeup.
2 out here and a runner at second. And great extension as he drives this one high in the air and deep the other way. And gone right down the line the other way. Wow! So a 2-run homer down the line in left. First home run of the campaign for him. And this will make things interesting at this point. It's now a 6-5 game.
Well, 2 outs, 2 strikes, and he blasted one. Just goes to show the inning isn't over until the final out is secured. And that'll drive you crazy as a pitcher. Almost escaped, but couldn't close the deal.
The right fielder, number 14.
So now to the plate, Adam Duvall, as he will take a look at a fastball in there as that strike zone expands just a little. It's 0-1. 2 hits in 2 trips for him thus far. That's in there, and he's deep in the hole now, 0-2.
You got to go into battle mode after falling down 0-2 and find a way to work yourself back to even.
Into the corner and slicing foul. The next 0-2 pitch to him misses
1
outside.
ball, 2 strikes. You're down.
Inside and a hair low. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Got him swinging as he runs the fastball by him to end the inning.
But 2 in the inning for the Marlins thanks to the 2-run home run. Through 5 innings, it's tightened up a bit at 6-5 now. All set for the start of the inning, and that'll bring up the outfielder, Austin Dean.
Number 0.
Here's the first pitch to him. And he misses with it, 1-1. Changeup, good pitch there, 1-2. Into the windup and the pitch.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Here's a weakly hit fly ball off to the left side. Rojas has got it, and the first out is recorded. Tommy Edman steps into the on-deck circle now, looking to start something here with 1 gone in the inning.
19. Tommy Edman.
Ready to deal. Here comes the first pitch.
Ball.
And he's definitely off to a fast start in the early part of the season. Now the 1-0. And he takes ball 2, and it's 2-1. Both teams with 6 hits so far. Lays off the changeup, and he's ahead in the count now, 3-1.
You could pretty much book it that a fastball's coming. A challenge fastball right here. He cannot allow the 9-hole hitter to get on base with the top of the order looming.
Lifted down the line in left. After it is Dickerson, and that's going to land foul. Now the 3-2 pitch. Softly hit down the line, and that's into the outfield for a 1-out base hit.
You know, they say there are no bad hops on the ball in the air, but you wouldn't know it after that play. I'm not sure what caused him to completely miss that pop-up. It doesn't really matter. His pitcher's going to have to pick him up now.
Stepping in now, Dylan Carlson, batting left-handed here as he takes a look at strike 1. He's hitless in his 2 at-bats so far. That's popped up. Here comes Dickerson, and no one will get this one. Here's the 0-2 down the third baseline. Scooped up to second for 1. On to first. Not in time as the umpire was right there to make the call. Next up, number 36. 1 for 2 on his line so far in the game. He's ready. Here's the first pitch. Grounded back up the middle. Fielded cleanly, and an underhanded throw is in time for out number 3. 1 left for the Cardinals. They lead it, however, it's 6-5. Jordan Hicks will come on out of the bullpen as he'll be appearing in his 3rd game this season.
Jordan Hicks.
bottom of the 6th inning now, and now it'll be the catcher, Jorge Alfaro.
The catcher, Jorge Alfaro.
First delivery to him. And they start him out away with a cold strike.
0-1.
Slider, and that's in there for strike 2.
0-2.
So back-to-back sliders for strikes. Does he come back with yet another?
Hey, not normally a good plan to throw 3 consecutive sliders in a row. This guy's slider is so good, I think he might throw it again.
The 1-2.
Pull, that's inside.
Pretty good pitch right there. Fastball in off the plate. One of the things you want to do as a pitcher, try to stand those hitters up.
Here now the 2-2.
3-2.
From 0-2 to 3-2, what a great at-bat to start this inning off. Hey, this could be a productive inning.
Now the payoff pitch home. Still hanging with him. Another good swing to keep it going. Another payoff pitch. High in the air down the right field line. Carlson is over a few steps toward the line, and he has it for the first out. Garrett Cooper will get the call here as he'll hit for the pitcher.
Number 26, Garrett Cooper.
First offering on its way.
1-0.
One out, nobody on. Line drive, and that's a base hit into center field.
Just an absolute laser that time, screaming off the bat, if you will. And Showtrack tells us it went out at 112 miles an hour. Those are the line drives you can hear as they go by.
Into the box, John Birdie. Ground ball sent back up the middle. DeYoung fields it cleanly. There's one on to first, but not in time as he beats it out. Now at the plate, here is Miguel Rojas. It was a flyout for him in his last trip. Comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch. That finds the zone, a called strike.
This is where you got to take stock in the situation. Adjust your batting gloves and realize you need a gapper to score this guy from first. If nothing less, pass the baton to the guy behind you and keep the line moving.
And a pitch out, nothing doing though, and that's ball 1. The 1-1.
Sometimes you can get away with a pitch in that location when you're running it up there that hard, but not consistently. You still have to work the edges of the zone most of the time.
Set to deal on a ball and 2 strikes. A little too much bite on the breaking ball that time as it's well off the outside. Runners on the move for second. Here's a hard hit ball to the left side that'll be taken in out there at short. Pretty much right in the glove that time, and the inning is over. Anthony Bass will come on and make his 4th appearance in this campaign.
Number 52, Anthony Bass.
New inning set to get underway, and in next it'll be the perennial MVP candidate, third baseman Nolan Arenado. Now the first pitch. The 0-1 pitch. Good pitch there down below the zone. Got him to go after it.
That's just a great pitch right there. Great execution. He just got that hitter to think that pitch was knee high, Nasty diving out of the zone.
Here it comes on 0-2.
I got to count 1 and 2.
Hit in the air to center field. Marte is under it. 1 down. Paul Goldschmidt will stand in here, but before he does, let's take you back to the very first inning. This was a 2-run home run right out of the gate that really got these guys off to a fast start. From the stretch. And here's a slider that's nowhere close, and it's 1-0. Marlins have some action in the bullpen now as a right-hander is up and throwing. Bases are empty, 1 man out. Pitch taken several inches below the zone, in fact.
It's a lot easier to hit when you're putting yourself in good hitters counts. This guy's done a great job not swinging at pitchers' pitches. And when he's getting the ball in the zone, he's getting the barrel to it. He's been hot lately.
And that's the 2nd out. So next to hit is Paul DeYoung. Struck out in his last trip to the plate. Ready to deal. Here comes the first pitch. And it's fouled away. A 1 pitch on its way.
Nope.
That's inside and low. It's a ball and 2 strikes.
The count is 1 and 2.
Now just trying to freeze him with the fastball there. Pretty close. It's 2-2.
Not a bad spot to miss right there. Much rather have it run inside than out over the plate where the hitter can do a lot of damage.
2-2. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. Now a foul tip at the plate, and you could hear that one ring off the catcher's mask as he stays alive.
That was an excellent pitch right there. After going soft away, he pounded.
Swing and a miss. That retires the side, and that will do it. 1-2-3 go the Cardinals as it remains a 6-5 ball game. Alex Reyes will come on out of the bullpen as he'll be appearing in his 3rd game this season.
29, Alex Reyes.
Last half of the 7th here, and standing in is the veteran outfielder, Starling Marte.
The center fielder, Starling Marte.
First pitch coming, here it is. Outside target here, and he hits it for strike 1. A couple of lefties start to get loose now in the bullpen. And there's ball 1. Now the 1-1 pitch. That's popped up out towards short right field. Goldschmidt ranging into the outfield. He gets there and makes the play for the first out.
Up next,
So now it'll be the 4-hole hitter, Jesus Aguilar. His career line against Reyes. He's hitless in 3 at-bats. Ready to deliver. Here comes the first pitch. And that's in there for strike 1. 1 out, nobody on. High and deep down the left field line.
Hey, if he's going to execute that curveball, and that's the first one of the day, if he's going to execute it like that, be on the lookout for that one. That's going to be a big pitch for him today.
He takes strike 3 called on the fastball. Couldn't pull the trigger, and there are 2 away. Up next, Brian Anderson. He was retired via the ground ball last time up. From the stretch, here's the pitch.
Count 1-0.
Ball 2.
2-0.
Outside, 3-0 now.
When you're playing close games like this, base runners mean everything, so he can ill afford to start giving away free passes.
And he lays off ball 4. So now the potential tying run here is aboard late in the game.
The left fielder, number 23, Corey.
So they'll go to the bullpen now, and it'll be the left-hander here to face the upcoming left-handed batter.
Number 92, Genesis Cabrera.
Corey Dickerson will be the first to greet him here as he stands in with a runner at first and 2 away. From the stretch. Now a good pitch around the knees, but it doesn't quite catch the bottom of the zone. Curveball down and in, misses, ball 2.
Well, this is the matchup they wanted, bringing in the reliever, but falling behind 2-0 doesn't exactly help the situation very much.
As a look, now the pitch. Swinging a blooper to the right side. And as it turns out, the 2-out walk doesn't come around to haunt him as that ends the inning. 1 left for Miami. This one remains close. It's 6-5. Adam Simber has been summoned from the bullpen as he'll do so to start the 8th. Stepping in is Yadier Molina, lifetime in this matchup. He's 1 for 2. He's ready. Here's the first pitch. Hit hard towards center, and Molina's aboard a base hit. So the inning's underway with the Cardinals getting their leadoff hitter on base.
Hey, guys, he's lucky he's getting this baseball back. He hung that middle of the plate. The batter's eyes lit up, and he was able to put good wood on it.
Matt Carpenter will stand in here hoping to duplicate what he did back in the 2nd inning. As we flash you back to take another look at his solo home run that helped get this offense rolling. First pitch on its way. Good pitch on the black. That was the sinker for a strike. As we near the end of this one, it's clear the long ball has played a big role in today's outcome. Dan, D-Row, what are your final thoughts on what we've seen?
Yeah, just non-competitive pitches in some big situations, Dan, and the offense took full advantage.
Yeah, you know, D-Row, one of the things about pitching is you want to have location, and it was obvious in this one today that the pitchers weren't on point, and what happens when that happens? Hitters make you pay, and the long ball was a big part of this one here.
Molina aboard here at first with nobody out. 0-2 pitch is a sinker that misses, but he's still in command, 1-2. They really bunch him up on that one as he swings and misses for the first out. That was a nasty-looking slider that time.
Yeah, that was really well executed, Matt. A classic strikeout pitch. You think it's fastball middle in, then it starts bearing in on your back leg, and unless you hit it out front, there's nothing much you can do with that.
At the plate now, Austin Dean. Just able to get a piece of that for strike one. He's 0 for 2 in the ballgame so far. Comes set with the 0-1. Swing and a miss as he pulls the top hand over. It's 0-2.
Hey, you know the pitcher right now, he's looking for that best friend, that double play ball. This is where you have to really be disciplined at the plate and make sure that you get a pitch that's above the knees that you can get in the air.
Sinker misses, and it's 1-2 now. Hits are even at 7 apiece. High in the air down the right field line. Duvall is there to put it away, and the runner will be forced to retreat back to first. And this throw gets away from him. And now, this ball's going to wind up out of play. And a big mistake there. So problems out there in right field as this is going to wind up going as an E9.
Number 47, Ivan Carrera.
Hit on the ground out to short. Reined in. Throws there at first, so the error doesn't hurt him on the scoreboard as the inning is over. Cards leave one. They lead it, however, it's 6-5.
Trust me when I tell you, no exceptions to the rule. Bringing blessings when I move. Special, I'm an essence, I'm a...
Andrew Miller will come on in relief as he'll make his second appearance of the season so far.
Andrew Miller.
Ready to go for the last half of the inning. Coming forward, the veteran outfielder, Adam Duvall. First pitch of the AB on its way.
1-0.
Unable to find the zone with the slider. Now action in the bullpen as their closer starts to get loose out there. Two 2-0 to Adam Duvall.
Don't expect this pitcher to throw something over the heart of the plate. He's going to have to stay on the corners right here. Huge spot in this game. Do not miss over the heart and get beat.
Too high, and it's 3-0.
Down by a run, your guy needs to get on any way he can. His mentality has to be to shrink this strike zone to like the size of a soup can. No reason to swing at a pitcher's pitch.
In there, 3-1.
He must know something we don't know. That was a center cut heater with count leverage in a big spot. I don't understand why he's taking it.
And he fouls this one off. Now a check swing, and he went around, says the home plate umpire. Tough ruling, but it's out number 1.
It looked like this at bat had the makings of a leadoff walk when it started 3-0. So that's a good job not to give in and battle back to earn the strikeout. That's not always easy to do.
In now, Jorge Alfaro, as he'll look at a slider that runs in too far for ball 1. Couple of walks for him thus far. The 1-0.
That's close. Ball 3.
Well, he knows it, but this is the kind of guy you just have to go right after. He's not the biggest threat with the bat, so it's time to challenge him right here.
That one's in there, 3-1.
When you're hitting at the bottom of the order, you better be keyholed in the middle of the plate. You cannot allow pitches like that to go by.
And he lays off ball 4. So now the potential tying run here is aboard late in the game.
Now back.
Jazz Chisholm will come on to pinch hit here in a big spot.
Number 2. Jazz Chisholm.
Quick check on that tying run at first. Don't want to forget about it. He's set and the pitch. Fouled away. Popped him up. And he'll stay with it to put it away as they get their man here for the second out. Now back to the top of the lineup. Stepping in, John Birdie, looking to change his fortunes here. 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts so far in the game. He's ready. Here's the first pitch. And this is low, ball 1.
Well, that backdoor breaking ball just missed right there. It's a very effective pitch. If you can hit the outside corner of that pitch, it's unhittable.
In the dirt, and now let's see the tag, and he is safe on a very close play at the bag. The 2-0. Fouled off. And he misses again, ball 3.
Hey.
3-1 pitch is a slider, and he can't pull the trigger. It's 3-2 now. Alfaro stands at second with 2 gone. He struck him out. The 3rd time he's fanned in the game. Big-time strikeout and some raw emotion as he gets out of the jam. More matinee baseball here on a Wednesday afternoon following this. Chris Russin enters from the pen to start the 9th inning as he'll try to keep the score right where it is heading to the bottom of the 9th. Dylan Carlson will be the first one to greet him as he'll have to turn around and bat from the right side of the plate here.
Leading off for St. Louis, the right fielder, Dylan Carlson.
Now the pitch. 9th inning underway now as the first pitch is taken for a called strike. Swing and a miss, and he's in control. 0-2. Tried to get him to chase the cutter there. A ball and 2 strikes. To 2 balls and 2 strikes now. And a changeup runs inside on him as he's got to back out of the way of that one.
Boy, went from being in the driver's seat to now being in some trouble. Had the count 0-2, started nipping at the corners, and the next thing you know, this count stands at 3-2.
Now the payoff pitch home. Line drive to left. And there's a base hit, and this could wind up as an important insurance strike here as the leadoff man's aboard to start the 9th.
It's a great job right there to get a leadoff knock. You got the lead. You have a chance to add on in the later innings. Leadoff guy getting on sets the tone.
Into the box now, number 36, as he'll square to try and move that runner over, but misses for the first strike.
That's why you have to square early and give yourself a chance to really hone in on a strike zone. You can't attempt to bunt a pitch that's out of the zone. Have to find a way to take that one for a ball.
0-1, here's the pitch. Squaring to bunt, but this is a foul ball. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. On the ground to third. He's got it. One there to Aguilar for the double play.
That's a great example there of why the sinker is such an effective pitch. The hitter's eyes see it higher in the zone than it ends up, and that makes it real tough to square up.
Here's Nolan Arenado as the first pitch to him runs a bit inside for ball one. He could really use a knock here. 0 for 3 in the game so far. The set and the 1-0 pitch. And a strike to even the count. 1-1.
I'm sure every pitcher on the staff could use an extra run right here. I know the bases are empty and there's 2 outs, but stay on the attack. Get a guy on first base. You never know. You get something going and string a few across.
Struck him out, so it remains a 1-run lead as they head in for their final set of swings. So no runs on 1 base hit, no errors, and no one left on. Nothing further in the Cardinal ninth. Last chance coming up now for Miami. They're down just 1. It's 6-5. Giovanni Gallegos comes out of the bullpen to shut things down here in the ninth.
Number 65, Giovanni Gallegos.
Now it'll be Miguel Rojas, 0 for 4 with a strikeout thus far.
The shortstop, Miguel Rojas.
First offering. Fastball in there for a called strike. Tried to get him to go after the slider, but it's 1-1. And it's fouled away. The pitch. And he lays off a pitch outside as they draw even at 2-2. And he tries to get him to reach for it, but it stays outside. 3-2.
Wow, talk about a waste pitch on 2-2. That one wasn't even close. I don't know anyone that would have swung at that pitch.
Throw on to first, and one shortstop grounds out to the other, 1 away. Outstanding range on display that time, and here's the data from ShowTrack. I didn't think he was going to get to that one, but he did, and then to complete the play, he made a fantastic throw right on the money. That batter's got to feel like he got robbed on that ball. Here's Starling Marte. As he'll take a look at a slider here that finds the zone for strike 1. His career numbers in this matchup, just a couple of matchups, no hits in 2 at-bats. Tapped out in front of home. Throw on to first to be in time, and the Marlins are now down to their final out of the game. So here's the cleanup hitter for Miami, Jesus Aguilar. He's working on a 1 for 3 thus far. Ready to deal. Here comes the first pitch. Fastball over the outside, but in there for a strike.
Hey, I still believe in my heart the best pitch is a well-executed fastball down and away, and that's exactly what that is. He swings at that. That's off the end of the bat. That's not hard contact at all, and that's an easy out for the defense.
Miami down to their last strike. That misses. 1-2.
Great take right there, but the last thing you want to do is be called out on strikes to end the game.
Has them down to their final strike. Here it comes. And they come inside with the fastball, but it misses here, and it's back to 2-2. And that misses, so it's a full count, 3-2.
Time to narrow your focus up there at the plate. In a one-run game, he doesn't want to walk you, so there's a good chance he's going to get something to handle right here.
And he lays off, ball 4. So now the potential tying run here is aboard late in the game. So that's the second walk he's worked in this one.
Yeah, and that seems to be a popular approach when this guy steps in. He can really hurt you with one swing, so I think the idea is mostly not to let this one guy beat you, Matt.
At the plate, Brian Anderson.
And a swing from him yields a foul pop out of play to the right.
He'll be looking for something he could drive into the gap and drive home that tying run from first. The 0-1 delivery. And he'll look at a fastball just off the black, and it's even at 1. 1-2 now as that one's fouled off.
No, he's coming right after him, Matty. 3 fastballs in a row.
Hoping to send him packing. Pitch on its way. Aguilar, the runner at first with 2 gone. And he fouls this one off.
4 foul balls in this AB. Pitcher cannot find anywhere to go to put this guy away.
Slider laid off for a ball.
These are the great matchups that happen throughout the course of a game. I don't think as a pitcher you can give in right here. He's a great hitter at the plate. He knows it. You know it. Keep executing. Maybe get him to roll something over.
Hard ground ball to third. And they will get the force, and a tough way to end it here as this ball game is over.
Hey, this was a pretty tightly played game. Got a little bit of everything in this one. Some timely hitting, runs on the board, key pitching, and defense in certain spots. This one was a fun one to watch.
A 1-run game, 6-5 the final today. The St. Louis Cardinals jumped out to an early lead in the first and never looked back. John Gant gets the win in relief, his second of the year. Pablo Lopez permitted 6 earned runs to come across in the losing effort. Giovanni Gallegos hammers down the save, his 4th of the season. So that will wrap things up. For Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, Heidi Wackney, and our whole crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, head to theshow.com.
Trying to protect your chest, huh? You spent 70 on your beers, huh?